Good afternoon, everyone. Let us confirm we can hear me, just to be sure that we can.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, so
Good
sorry.
afternoon, loud and
Where
clear.
I am, my internet is very bad. So I've joined like 3 times. It's been on and off. So this is the third time I'm joining. Um, Frank, I think it was here. Oh,
Yes,
okay. So we
yes, I
can.
can hear you.
Yes, we
Olive.
can start. So Olive is going to. So Franca, you can go ahead first, please.
Okay. Okay, is Olive here? Is she her internet is bad or what?
No, Olive is here. It is
Oh,
my own internet that is bad. I'm
okay,
in a
okay,
location
okay.
where the internet is bad. So Olive is going to help. In case I share my screen, you can't see it, or in case you just suddenly see that you can't hear me or I'm out, please me. I change location. I'm currently not where internet is fine. I'm somewhere in
Okay.
Niger State, so where I am, the internet is very bad. So Franca, please, you can go ahead. Or am I starting?
Okay. Okay, so you're taking the class now until then Olive will come in if you have an issue with your internet. Is that it?
Yes, Olive is on standby.
Okay.
In case you are talking to me and you can no longer hear me,
Oh,
just
okay,
know
okay.
that
All
I'm
right
not
then.
here.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'd like to welcome our speaker for today, Jide Idowu. Please, can we give him a round of applause? He's an MVP and an MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. Please take it away, Jide. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And I want to plead that please you forgive me in case there is on and off. We will try as much as possible, but just know that we plan for you. So my other colleague is one of the leaders in the community. In case of anything, then just know that we'll be able to, I mean, do as much as we can. So I will share my screen now. So once I share my screen, I'll confirm if you can see my screen. Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so see the level of internet I'm using right now. This is it. This, if you can see my cursor. So that's how bad this is. So I will put this on projection mode. So you're welcome, everyone. Thank you for being on the call. You're in good hands. Madam Franca is here, and Madam Olive is here to ensure that we enjoy the time together. So all that aside, you can see my screen, and then you are welcome once again. So what we want to look at any point in time, you can't hear me. I mean, just just take it like that. So my other colleagues are feeling. What we want to look at, okay, so last week what we did was to just do an high level kind of introduction or overview to DP800. Now, then we want to, do some days with us, right? You see all about how to understand it and how to get prepared for exam. But this time around, it's not going to be summary. It's going to be more than that in a way. So the course is DP800, but there are different sessions of modules that we introduced us to last week or that we mentioned. So this that you're seeing is about design and develop database solution, right? And let me minimize Teams on the side. I put the shortcut of Teams to the side. Now, what we cover, all right, I'll just move away from this. The exam is live now, so it's not in beta. So we'll cover as much as we can. So this is just to say that the topic cover in this exam will likely be included in, the topic cover in this session will likely be included in the exams, right? Okay, sorry. So design and implement database objects, implement programmability objects, write advanced T-SQL code, and there's also AI-assisted database development. We'll be writing, we'll take it from ground. Let me just say from beginning or from ground up. So let me say it that way. So I'll move away from this slide we said last week, and I would also not too much on these ones because we said last week. So now, this module 1 is about design and implement database objects. And when we talk about database objects, what really are we talking about? So we are saying that if you are going to create a database, for instance, right? So I'm trying to use a layman language because I want to also consider people that are maybe new to this, so that I don't speak in some language that is not very clear to them. So when we talk about database objects, we must first create a database. And when we say we are creating database, what does it even mean? It means that we are creating like a storage, let's just say it that way. So if you are going to create a storage, then would do some partitions in those storages. For instance, if you have a warehouse, let's say you are selling items. Maybe you are selling clothes or you are selling wares or you are selling something. You must have a storage, maybe like a store. In that store, you need to arrange, you need to do some partitions, right? Or maybe white cloth will be here, brown cloth will be in that section. All right, so now relating that to this, so we say we want to design and implement database object. What are the things that will be in the database, or what makes up a database? So there's what we call table, there's what we call indexes, there's what we call constraints, and so on. Right, so I'll just move away from this. I will ask if we can hear me, just to be sure that we can hear me clearly.
Yes, today, loud and clear.
Thank you so much. Now, when we talk about that database that we just mentioned, the object in the database, we then have different, let's say we have what we call platform choices. Or when we say we have different, variety or options. Just like you have toothpaste as the general name, you can then say you have my, you have close up and so on, right? So we then have platform choices such as SQL Server based platform. And on SQL Server based platform, we have what we call SQL Server, which there is the one we call on-prem. On-prem means that if you install SQL Server to your local machine, it's on your laptop. When I say local machine, I'm referring to it is seated on your laptop. That one is like, it doesn't need the internet. It's on your Windows laptop. You have full control over that. You are the one managing it. It is self-managed, right? Let me turn off this AC. It is self-managed. But we also have the server that you can connect to online anyways. That one is really not self-managed kind of thing. So these are different SQL Server-based platform, right? There's one we call Azure SQL Database, right? And we also have database within Microsoft Fabric. So that's one which is called Fabric SQL Database. So for now, these are just to differentiate or explain the difference between this one and that one. That is what this simply means. Now, from here, I'm going to, we are going to demonstrate. We just do some small demo, right? And we talk, if I take a step back, we talk about database object. This one, design, implement, database object. And we say table is part of the object. So this slide that you are looking at is talking about that table that is part of the database object. It must be designed. So, and if you are designing a table, right, you need to do what we call data. You must define some things, the columns, because table is made up of columns and rows, right? So meaning that if you're going to create a table, you also need to respect some things, or you must consider some things. So data type best practice, right? Because each column on a table would have its own data type. So I already put code on the screen that we can always use to do a demo. But one of the points here is choose appropriate data type and size to optimize storage and performance. If you're going to create something, they are saying do not keep a long or a large space for something small. So you need to understand that you need to optimize. The focus is still on this one. You need to optimize the storage in terms of performance too. If you carry something that is heavier, don't mind, I'm just using something related. If you are traveling for 2 days, for instance, and you carry something heavy, if you are going to run, you won't run faster like someone that just carry maybe one backpack and the person is able to run faster. So the point is that when you are creating columns within the table, you want to choose, first is the appropriate data type, then another is the size, and the reason is for optimization of this and of course for performance. So there's also what we call normalization. If I'm speaking grammar that is not clear to you, you can always call me, please. There are no stupid questions. There's also what we call normalization, and we have different types of normalization. Let me just call it that way. So this one says normalize to the top normal form, right? And denormalization or denormalize some selectively for breed heavy workload. So I don't want to speak big grammar. Then every table needs a primary key. So in this context, some people already know what it means, but maybe for people that are just sharing for the first time, so that it doesn't sound strange, primary key is just, it's a unique identifier. What does that mean? It's just like a matrix number that will only identify you. No two persons can have it, right? So every table needs that primary key that is narrow and immutable. Now, this script here is about creating a database. Remember, if I take one step back again, is you get the point. We are talking about design and implementing database object. So database cannot just really exist without tables inside. So we now say we want to create a database, which is going to be called this, right? Because I now create the database, that database is empty. If I create a database with this code, it's just a space. It's just like you rented an apartment, but you have not moved your load inside, or you build a house. That house cannot be empty. Things must be inside. So if you issue this command, right, create database, and I say, what is the name? And I say, this will be the name of the database. So when this is created, I need to actually add table inside of the database. Let me do control it. I need to add table inside of the database. Now, what does that mean? It means that if I'm going to create table, add table inside of the database, right? I would need to begin to add. So the table, this is create table, that's the function we use, and the name of the table. So the DBO means database object, and it's like a schema. Now, the name of the table is customer. And I say inside of the customer, right, I will need to have customer ID. And the customer ID should be integer. Okay, let me confirm. I hope my internet is still fine. Are we following? Can we still see my screen?
Yes, everything is clear. Your voice, your screen, everything's good.
Okay, let me escape on this first, and then maybe come and do. Oh, don't skip, just discard. If you are still seeing my screen, let me come to Management Studio. This. So one of the, just a moment, let it come up so that maybe the grammar can makes more sense to, yeah, everything should be fine. Okay. Now, please, this environment that I just opened is called Management Studio. Just see it like SQL Server Management Studio. But within this environment, I have a local, when I say local, I have a local database, right? I'm coming back here. I have SQL Server on-premise. So I have a local server or a database. This, right? This is sitting, this server, SQL Server, this server is actually sitting on my desktop, this one. This is the name of my computer. So my computer is not online. When I say it's not online, okay, just, so there is a server which is sitting on this one. It's not, it doesn't need internet to sit on my laptop. It's a local, like on-premise. So I have database, right, inside of this server. There are different databases. So these are databases, but database cannot just, it's just like a name of something or a space. So in this server, in database, table must come in. So when we talk about database object, when I come here and then we talk about, just a moment, this one, this, right? So meaning that I must add tables, right, inside of database. These are different data types, but can you see the table design? So the table I'm going to add into the database, I need to create it if it's not existing before. So first, let's say I do not have a database. I already created one. Let me delete this. Yes. Okay. Now, I want to, if I'm going to create a database, right, and I say new query, just like I click new query. So I want this same code that I put on this, I will copy this now. Control C. And if I paste Control V. So this simply means that create database, and the name of the database should be this. So if I execute this, it means that I have created, if you look here now, right, the name of the database is going to be called DP800. So, but if you check now, there is nothing like that there. So let me refresh this. Let me just say, right click and refresh the database. It's fine. Now take a look. So I have created the database, right? But in this database that I've created, I need to include table. I need to ensure that, because if I expand this database, if I click on this plus, right? Remember, database object, table, see all of them. These are different things. So if I click on this plus, there is no table, there is nothing here yet. So I want to ensure that in this database, I need to ensure there is table. If, of course, I can write, create, but I already put some things here. So I can then say, okay, please, in that database, right, create this. And all of this, all these ones to this. I'll copy this and then come back to this. Control V. Oh, sorry. Control V. Now, what this simply means is that I want to create a table, and the name of the table is going to be called this, right? And then the table will then have, because if I create a table, I need to create different columns within that table. Just like in Excel, for I used to Excel. If you're going to create, let's say you want to enter some record in Excel, you will need to give name for each of the column header. So see this as the column name, but I'm not only defining the name, I'm also defining what will be entered into the each of the column, right? So meaning that I'm saying that this column is going to be called customer ID, and this is, can you see, data type int. Now, all I'm just trying to do is to ensure that even some people without prior knowledge would understand. Data type, right? Data type best practice, choose appropriate data type and size to optimize storage and performance. Now, integer, that int simply means integer. Okay, please, are we following? Can we still see my screen? Oh.
Yes, Jude, we can see your screen and we can hear you. Hello, Jude, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now, int simply means, can you hear me? I will take it that you can hear me.
Yes, we can. We can.
All right. So int means integer. So anyways, just see what I've just, all this, right? You know, we mentioned about primary key. This is a type, I mean, it's data type, right? That's all I can say. So let me just explain line by line. Customer ID, the data type for that column is integer. Full name, variable character. Variable character means that, anyways, end variable characters. And then the number of characters that can be inside is 100 characters, right? This is decimal because this is like, this is money. This has to do with money, right? So that's why this is decimal. Anyways, let me execute this. Good. So he said that I already, so this, all this, right, is only for 2 rows. Of course it is. It's only for 2 rows, right? When we say rows, like row 1, row 2, 2 record, let me then put this select statement. Oh, sorry about that. Good. Now, this information here, or the table that I just created, right? This is it. Customer ID is the data type of this column. So when I say, when that execution, or when you saw the result, it said 2 rows, but this is a column, this is a column, this is a column, right? But this is one column, column 2, column 3, column 4, right? So this is customer ID, the data type is integer. This is name, which is full name, right? The number of characters that can be here is 100. This is money. That's why I put this. And this is, this thing that you see here is to say that created at so time. These are different constraints, right? Anyways, this is just a demo. So let me come back to this. I'll put this on projection mode. So I believe that, so for people that, I mean, maybe with basic knowledge now, I want to believe this is kind of clear to them in a way. If you have questions, of course, please, you are free. Now, these are also very important for you to understand. There's what we call specialized table type, right? I won't read all these line by line. But what that is saying is I'm looking for maybe way to say this to you. Anyway, so we are going to another code, right? So when we say, okay, coming back from there, we say that the data type, right? Data type best practice, choosing appropriate data type and ensuring that the size of each of the column is not such that don't cater for too much. Don't go and put like too many character. Don't cater for too many character when sorry. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Jide, go ahead.
Yes, we can.
Hello.
Hello, Jide. Please go ahead.
We
Hello.
can hear you.
Hello, Jide. Okay, let me put
Hello. Hello.
hello, Jide, we can hear you.
Hello. Hello. Oh, hello.
Hello, Jide, we can hear you. Hello, Jide.
Now, let us bring in data from everything. When we talk about the one day, we are talking about getting your data from different locations, not necessarily copying and replicating the data on Fabric environments. We can actually establish what we call shortcuts. We can do mirroring from our external cloud solution. Maybe you have
Hello, guys. Just please bear with us. Jide should be back on shortly. Okay, let me try and carry on where Jide stopped. Or are there any questions at this point? Any questions so far? we're creating the
Yeah,
database
yeah.
and yes, go ahead.
I just have a small clarification. I guess what he tried doing before now was to create a database on the studio with these queries here
That's
that we have
correct.
on the screen.
That's
Okay, thank
correct.
you.
You're welcome. So he's put the code for the database and then a code for create table right under, and then create the columns that will go in the table: customer ID, full name, balance, created at. Excuse me. Okay, so those columns, customer ID, that explains it. Okay, a primary key, a unique column like maybe our NIN, okay, or national insurance number, social security number, social insurance number. Okay, only one person has that number. Okay, so in this particular case, the customer ID is unique to each customer. Then we have the full name. Okay, full name of the customer's balance, and then created at. Then if you notice, each of them has what we call a data type beside them. Okay, so the customer ID is put down as an integer. Okay, there's also a primary key, which we'll get to look more into later. The full name is nvarchar 100. So that 100 means it can take 100 characters. It's good to specify how many characters you need and not put an excess number, so that we can preserve space. We're always thinking about the size of our database, the size of our tables, so we don't waste any extra space, because the smaller the table is, the database is, the more efficient. Okay, the more efficient it is. So we have our balance, which obviously is currency. So we have decimal as the data type. Then created at, we have date time, meaning that that particular column, what enters there is date and time. Okay, date and time. Then we have insert. Okay, insert values. Okay, now the values, we've created our columns, but we want to populate those columns. So that's what this next line that says insert says. Then when we finish creating all that, we have the last line, which is select star from dbo.customer, which is our customer table. Okay, which is our table, and we want to see that everything we've written in that code shows. Okay, Jide, are you back yet? If not, let me
Olive, 1 minute, yeah. Hello, can you
okay.
hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. The chat room is not available. So please, if you have questions, could you raise up your hand, and you'll be called upon to unmute and speak. Thank you. Okay, please go on.
Okay, thank you very much, Banker.
Okay, is Jide sharing his screen?
Yeah, he's the one still sharing. Yeah.
Okay, if he has a network issue, do you want to share, Olive?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, please bear with me.
Okay, Judy, are you back? Okay, you can stop sharing though. Judy. Olive, once you
I'm
share,
not.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
you can
it's-
share and let me fix it out.
Okay. Okay, please hold on. I just need to get the. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen now.
Okay, so I need to try and duplicate this code so that we can get our table. So please bear with me. So that's my SQL Server Management Studio. Open.
Okay, you want to go to the slides, yeah?
No, not the slides. I'm going to write out the code now, but please bear with me. Okay, it's my management studio. Just bear with me, please. Moving from table to table. Okay. Okay, can you see database? Can you see what I'm typing?
Yeah, create database. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. DP800 demo. DP800. Sorry about that. DP800 demo. Then create table. Create table. Yeah, create table dbo.customer. But before then, let me just tell it to use DP800 demo. Who knows what that is for there? Use DP800 demo. Who knows why I put that piece of code there? The use DP800 demo.
Just to be able to connect the data to the database, the table to the database.
Correct, to the right database, right? Because in the SSMS also shows the system databases, okay? If you're not in the right database, so we have created our database. So once it's created, we want to do the rest of the work within that database. So we specify that to use that particular database, okay? So create table dpo.customer. Bear with me, please. Sorry, so create table dpo. Customer ID int identity 101. Customer ID. We have the squiggly lines at the moment.
Apologies, everyone.
Oh,
Olive,
Jide,
you
you're
can
back?
continue. My laptop froze.
Oh, I see. I see.
I'm
Yeah, I was
with
just
my
trying to
phone
write
now.
out this code. But Jide, are you okay to continue?
I'm on my phone. I joined with
Oh,
my
I
phone. I'm
see.
restarting my
Okay.
laptop. I joined
I
with the
see.
phone right now.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay, so customer ID int identity one. Okay.
Oh, we can also chat. I see that this chat, because I wanted to join this phone so that I can drop some code.
The
for you.
chat is not available. Chat room.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are we going to share this?
Okay,
Okay.
what we could do.
Oli,
Yes.
I will send it to you. I will send this code to you on WhatsApp. Is that fine? Then you copy and paste. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you. Yes, that would be faster.
I'm on my phone though. So let me.
Okay. Another thing you could do also, Olive, can you call out your phone number? They can send you the.
No, let them send it to you, Franca. You get their questions.
No.
Since you're moderating. Okay.
Oh, you mean the questions?
Yes, because or they will raise their hands.
Yes, I already told them they can raise their hands if they have questions and unmute and speak. But I'm saying now to because each track needs to form a WhatsApp group. Yeah. So I'm saying they can take Olive's number, yeah, and send just say hi to her on WhatsApp so she can create a WhatsApp group later, not now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So all information can be sent to them. So each group needs to have a WhatsApp group, each track. Yeah.
Okay.
So please,
okay. Please let me know when you send
your
the
number
code.
so they can just take it so they can send you messages. They can just tell you that they'd like to join the DP800 group, WhatsApp group, so you can create an admin. Thank you.
Okay, so my number is 08. Yes, Judy.
Go ahead. Please go ahead. Call your number so that we don't confuse.
It's 0808 454 6713. 0808 454 6713. Judy, have you sent it to me? Anyway, I'm typing in the meantime, right?
Yes, you can. Once you copy, they have sent it. You can then alter it because I think I copied because I was trying to type it. It's on my laptop, but the laptop is not up yet. So, but I've sent you something.
Okay, let me
You
check.
can look at the WhatsApp. Then I'm sending you another one. I was already typing that before, but it's the first one you need to copy. Then you can remove there's some comments. I'm sure when you see it, you know what it means.
Okay.
So the first one is for creation of database and the table. Then we insert into the table different columns. Yeah. Then the second code that I sent to you is for the next slide after table design.
Okay.
In terms of Frank, I want to say something, right?
Yeah. Okay. The Q&A actually is up, so we can drop some links there. Yeah, the Q&A. I just checked that. Yeah. So we can use the Q&A.
Okay. So this will also help everyone on the call to people that open that are doing this along with us. Let me check now so that they can also use the code.
Okay, when you're ready, let me know. So the code is ready.
I can't see the chat. For me on the phone, the chat is not clickable. No, Olive, I've already sent the code to your WhatsApp.
That's fine. I've received it. So I have the first one up. Okay, so we've gone through it step by step, the columns, okay, and the data types. And where you see not null, that means that null is not allowed in those columns. Okay, so we're going to run it shortly. The reason why the DP800 demo, the used DP800 demo has a squiggly is that the database hasn't been created yet. You know, we're going to run the code and create the database. Now, for those of us that are not used to SSMS, and we select that, we can just click on this pass, this tick, to be sure that the code is written. So you're saying database does not exist, right? You're saying that there, but that's fine. When we run it, it will exist. Okay. So we run by clicking on execute. Okay, so let's run that. Why did it still complain? Okay, so let me run the first line first. Let me create the database first. Okay. And I'm going to expand databases on the left-hand side. And here we go. That's our database there, DP800 demo. Okay, can we all see that? So it's right there. Now, we'll run use. Yeah, we'll run that. So it's going to use the DP800 demo. Okay. Okay, so we will see in the little window above the Object Explorer that is now showing that DP800 demo database is active. Okay, so now let's create our table.
Yeah, does everyone have this environment, the SQL? Yeah, server environment.
No, they don't have the environment. So the installation of the environment is not part of the training. So I'm not sure. Jide, can you answer to that?
No, installation is not part of this because it is assumed that this it is not assumed. This is not for beginner kind of. So it is for intermediate and expert level. But maybe we can then, especially if people don't have, maybe later on I could share a video that will show them how to get it installed. But in this, what Microsoft wants us to cover is there is no installation kind of thing in it. Because if we start doing installation, we could use 1 hour or so. Some people would have issues, difficulties. So it is best we share a video that they can watch and then see the step by step. Franca, hope you understand.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I'm sure they would like to have hands-on too. Maybe they could do that later then, yeah? So they can have hands-on.
Yes, I'll try and share a video.
Okay.
A link to a video so that will show the installation process.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we have created our table. If we come to the left-hand side here, under this our new database, DP800 demo, we click on the plus to the left, and then to expand that, and then we come to tables, click on the plus to expand tables, okay? And remember that what we created is dbo.customer. Okay, so that's our table there created. And if we click on that plus, click on the plus to the left of columns, we can see the 4 columns that were created. Okay, and all the constraints, the data types, etc. Okay, so we have our table created. And at the same time, we ran the select statement so that we can see the contents of the table. And here we have it below. Okay, so we there were just 2 values that were entered. Yeah, we just added 2 values for you just to see. If you want to put more values, just put your comma and do likewise. Okay, what is there? Okay, so let's move on to the next. We have another table. Hello, Judy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here with you on the phone. So
Okay.
the slide which you have, which we saw, because my laptop is, because young, I don't know why it's not. The screen that froze while,
Yeah, the
that
database
didn't allow
one.
me to
Yeah.
proceed. Specialized, specialized table type
Yes.
was, only if you have the slide, if you
I have the
can also.
slide. Yeah, can you see my
Uh-huh.
screen? Can you see the slide?
Oh, I'm seeing your management studio. You
Okay,
are
I see my
sharing just a portion.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, please.
So the
Hold on.
second code that I share with you is
Yeah.
talking to that.
Okay. Just hold on, please. I'll get up the
Yes.
slide
So,
now.
so
Specialized
the,
table
the,
types.
the slide is talking about temporal, in-memory, OLTP, external, ledger, and graph table, all existing. So we are talking about specialized table. While she's bringing up her slide, her screen, everyone. So we have management studio, which was the environment that you saw that you were writing code within it. Good. Now, this one is talking about uh, specialized table type. And we can see, I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to zoom. So we can see the definition for each is listed in front so that I don't have to go through that. But we have what we call system versions, right? Tempora. If you can,
And
it's one of those little things, tempora. And we will be creating, okay, let me explain in small term, right, what that means. SQL Server offers several specialized table type beyond traditional disk-based table. There's what we call in-memory, right? In-memory OLTP table, right? Which live entirely in the RAM. When we say RAM, I'm sure you know what that means, with low free MVPC, which is it is ideal for high throughput IoT scenarios, Internet of Things. I hope my internet is not breaking though. Then we also
no, you're
have
fine.
temporal table. So temporal table automatically track history with system manage, right? Valid from, there's what we call valid from and valid to. It's just like from and to. So valid from and valid to is latched together though, columns. Then we have what we call external table query remote. Data through polybase connectors. All these grammar is what I don't want to say. So there is the code that we would use to create. Okay, so the first code, everyone that we use, right? It created the database. After we created the database, which is like just a name, we namespace, just it as a name of a space. Then we then created a table. But that table that we created we only created a table called customer table. DBO customer. So we also want to create another table within that database, right? And the table is going to be called product. So if it's going to be called product, we'll also be having product ID. So all of you can copy the code into the environment so that they can feed, so
Okay,
that
I think I've copied
they
it.
will understand. Yes. So they will understand.
Okay,
Uh,
should I do it on the same page
yes, on the
in
same
the
page is
same
fine.
query? Okay.
Yes, it's fine. It's just one line to separate the query above. So everyone, all this grammar that I've been saying, I'm sorry, I'm zooming my phone closer. So all this grammar that I'm saying is that we are also going to be creating another table, which is going to be called DBO. That's the code. If you look at the code she just um, pasted, so that code we create so what is this thing? There is what we call temporal, which is about system version, right? Versions, all right? So it's like a temporal table, anyways, it's temporal table. Now, so we want to create a table, which is called product. That product will then have a column called product ID, which is integer. So, but that table is also that column is also the primary key. Primary key means that each product would have its own unique ID. Just like if you have customer table, customer ID is a unique ID to recognize one customer. But that one customer can patronize you several times, right? But the focus right now is still on primary key. So we are not saying when you create a table, right? Uh, so dimension table. I hope you understand. Anyways, customer table is a dimension table. It's a table, but it's a table that is classified as a dimension table. And what that means is that it will hold one record for each customer on that table, such that the information of this customer will not repeat itself again on that same table. So meaning that the ID of that customer will not repeat itself twice. So that's why if you then look at this code, because we want to create another table which is called DVO product, which will then have product ID. Then that product ID, you're now saying the data type for that product ID is int, which means integer. We are also now telling the database guy that when you create that column, recognize that product ID is the primary key, which will not repeat itself. It's the unique ID. And now I'm already talking to the code, everyone. I'm already on the first, I'm on create table, DVO, product. Olive already selected what I'm saying so that you can follow. So you now see that there is comma after primary key. What that means is that I now say you should also add another column called name so that you can have the name of the product. The first one is the ID to identify the product. Maybe I'm selling purple, and that purple, I give it P11. P11 is the product ID for that purple, right? But the name of that product, so another thing, you also should create a column called name. And that name, because name, somebody could say, array for purple, don't mind me, I can be very funny. So I'm not saying that names of products could vary. So if it varies, let me just cater for like 100 characters. That there is no name that can be 100, that can be long. I mean, there is no name. There is no name on this earth. Anyways, that can be as 100 characters. So I'm just saying that I put that. Then there is also going to be a column called price, and because it's about money, so decimal. We could have 10,000, 100,000, 1 billion. So that is if you see 10, I'm just saying number of character, and then it should be in decimal places. That's why you are seeing that two decimal. Then valid from when you execute this, you will see what it means. But I hope in a way, you have an idea. Then there is, if you look at the second to the last line, update. Update means that, okay, so how can I say this? Let's say, so my name is Olajide. My name used to be Olajide Falokun, right? And then I'm now Olajide Do, right? So in the office where I'm working, so they already have my name as Olajide Falokun. But because I changed name, they can't say they now have another staff called Olajide Do. No, I'm still the same person. All they need to do is to update my record. That's why you see that update DVO table. DVO product. Meaning that I'm running a query to go inside of a table called product. When it goes into that product, it should now go and look at a column called price and then change the price, right? It should change. That's meaning I'm changing, setting the price. Maybe the price used to be XYZ. I'm just saying. I'm not saying set the price. So when you see update is just update the record, right? Not to add another, right? And then after you've done that, I now wrote this Celesta. Celesta means show me all, bring all, reveal all the columns. So select start from that product table, right? Consistent time, you'll see where product is when product ID is just only one. So Olive, you can, don't run everything. So you can, I'm sure you know, so that they can see previous before they see me. Thank you so much. I'm still on the phone, please.
Okay. So let me create my table and insert first. Should we do it in those steps before updating, or you want us to update at the same time?
No. So that they can see it first before we update.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me create the table and insert values. So you see in SSMS, you can write all your code on the same query page if you want. But when you want to run a particular piece of code, you select it like I've done so. Yeah, so when you select it and click on execute, it only runs that code that you have selected. So, okay, so it tells us one row affected. I'm sure our table is there. Let's so it's our product table. I'll just refresh. Don't see at the moment. So let me refresh, and it says one row affected. So that means that the table has been created and a row. So let's go to tables. Yes. So right here, product system version. Okay. So that's our product table. And let's run our sorry, hold on. Judy,
Yes, you can
before we update,
update.
should we look at what is in the table?
Yes, you can look at what is in the table.
Okay. So what I'll just do is select, I'm just going to run that. Okay. Just before the update. Okay. So select from products. Okay. Okay. So we can see here we have one row. You saw one row updated. We have one row. The product name is widgets. The price is $9.99. Okay, valid from valid to. Okay. So that's what we have there now. So what we're going to do is run the update. Okay. We're updating the table. Remember, where product ID is 1, which is that, we're going to change the price to $12.99. So it's $9.99 at the moment. We're going to change it to, or update it to $12.99. So let's execute. And it says one row affected, telling us that, okay, that's been done. So let's run this. We're running our select to see our changes. Okay, so product ID. So where product ID is 1, okay, change the value to $12.99. Because there are 2 times, remember we have our start time because it says for system time, okay? We have a start time and an end time, 2 different ones, I guess, which is why we have 2 values. Julie, what do you say to this? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our update there. Okay. So yeah, so we've created our second table and we have done an update and checked the update. Okay. So back to our
Now,
slide. Okay, go ahead, Julie, please.
Yes, you can go back to the slide. So when you
Okay.
go back to the slide, I've also send another code to you for this slide. You get.
Okay. Thank you. So am
So
I meant
now
to be on this page?
yes, you can project this, then we'll come so that I can explain.
Okay.
I can explain.
Okay.
So everyone, if you remember the slide before, we are talking about just a moment, let me try. Remember, we are talking about, design and implement database object, and we talk about tables. So what we have been doing now is that we've been doing something about tables, you get. So another thing on that slide, not this one from the beginning, is index, right? So now this screen or this that you're seeing right now So everyone, thank you for your understanding because I'm on the phone and we just have to manage this. So you see that we talk about optimization. Remember that we talk about, I mean, there was something before now that talk about the size, the storage size, and that you should use the right data type, and you should also be mindful of the size in terms of number of characters, the information that the column can take. And then index, then you want to optimize performance. Now we have clustered, unclustered, column stored, filter, scene. So what this is saying, let me explain. Indexes are the primary tools for querying optimization. They trade write overhead for read speed, right? Uh, so what just so sorry messages, so indexes, right, are the primary tools for querying optimization, I think. So if you, this slide helps you when you read, anyways, once you read one at a time. So cluster indexes, right, define the physical sort order. When we say sort in terms of arrangement, sort, you know, when you say sorts, right? So choose narrow, ever increasing key, like integer identity, int, right? Uh, I think every other thing will sound like grammar. So, but there is a code I've sent to Olive, so can we can look at the code. So then we can then try and run the code. Now, if you, yeah. Oh, you are not putting the comment. Oh, also add so that people will. Okay, so, but it's fine. You've done the right thing. Yes. No, no, no. You, because there are some. You've done the right thing, Olive. So I put that there so that you can understand that some things are on SSMS 220 and the other one. So you're fine. Now you can run this. You can execute this code. I even wrote it correctly. Good. So you might want to compare. Olive, I'm sure you understand previous code. I'm sure you understand that this code is talking systemically. You know, we have already created a column called customer before. So everyone, let me know if you understand. Others kindly react. You understand what we've been doing. That will help.
Sorry, I muted
Yes.
myself. Yes. Yes.
Good. Thank you for that feedback, Olive. I want others so that it doesn't look like me and you we are performing. Go ahead, sir. Someone is trying to say something.
I don't understand. I have no idea actually.
I like that. Have you been using SQL before? This is your first time.
Yes, my first time.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like that. Thank you so much. Let me help you in a way. But you have used Excel before, like you have used Excel to type and save record, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in order to ensure that you are also not left behind, okay, let me also ask you a question. Sir, do you know what we call? I know that you know, it's just me trying to help, right? To understand. You know what we call apps, or you've heard of server before, database or mobile app or website, I mean, or portal.
Yes, I do.
Good. Now, you know, when people interact with the app, they are all, in short, when you create, let's say, a form for people, when they fill that form with their information, it goes to store somewhere. If you have not created where that information will store to, that information, there must always be a space. That's my point. Even if you use, let's say, GT mobile app, when you do all those transactions, it's storing somewhere. So we are now saying that before they can even create that app, before creation of maybe app or something, there must be a data warehouse or a database, right? No, though this class is not for like, kind of, but I'm trying to ensure that I'm able to carry along. So everything that we've been doing since the inception is you. This thing that we are doing now, it's about designing and creating. Just know that this is about designing and implementing, you want to design or develop database. And you cannot design or develop database without what will be inside of it. You must, if you're going to build a house, you must plan it. This room will be size 9. This kitchen will be size 20. You know what I mean? So you must ensure, if the store is supposed to be size 12, don't go and do size 20. I'm just saying. So that you already know your store. You now do it before. You now want to say, okay, let them come and adjust it. You'll be causing problem. Now say, they already build the house. You now want to adjust. It's not that it can be, it's not adjustable. We are just trying to say that when it comes to database, you want to define. There's what we call data definition language, and whatever we have been doing now is that we're actually defining. So in a way too, we have manipulated by updating the record rather, right? It's still definition, anyways. Now we are now saying that the first code that we wrote that says create database DP800 something, that is just an address or a name of an environment. But that environment is TMP. Then when we created that, the second line of the code for that one was now saying put table inside the database that you have created. And in that database, we could have several tables inside of that database. So the code, but if you are creating tables, we must then define the column that will sit inside of the table, because the table cannot exist without columns and rows. But when it comes to this kind of database creation, right, each column must be of a data type. If this column is going to be name, it must be for name. Money must not enter. Date must not come inside. If another column is going to be of date, you must define it. So whatever we are doing is we are defining what will be inside of the table. As we are also defining it, we are also putting, that's why you saw insert in that one. We are also inserting what will be inside, but you must define before you insert, really. So you must do measurement before, how we like, anyways, I'm sure. So you must define before you insert, that thing. So when we now talk about Olive, help me run you can go up, help me from the beginning. You might not even run. If you scroll up, if you scroll up. So sorry, sir, the person that asked, right? I don't mind, I'm on the phone. So in case I'm not mentioning your name, if you look at the beginning, you see create database. That create is like a keyword. Is like something that has been predefined to do something. So it's going to create. But what am I creating? And I say, I want to create database. So if I'm going to create database, I must also use this keyword, or I must also use this function, which is been predefined, meaning it's been programmed to answer to database. And if you are going to create something, you must give it a name. We now say the name is DP800 demo. That I don't have to put that dot and comma. I could still
Semicolon.
But I'm semicolon. Thank you. I could still ignore. That doesn't mean. Oh, I hope it's not my internet. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Jude, we can hear you now.
Thank God.
You mentioned semicolon.
Yeah, fine. Yes. I'm just trying to tell the person, right? But in a way, that means that I stop there. For that person, it means that script ends there, right? That is the meaning. No, don't remove it. Don't mind. Thank you, Olive. You understand?
No, I'm
So
highlighting.
I'm talking to that person that line of code that I'm writing, and that is stop there. So that means that. But if I want it to continue, I will put more things. I won't stop. I won't do this semicolon thing. So if you look at the other one that is long, you see that semicolon is not there for them, not until the last select something. But anyways, now if you now create a database with that name, it's possible you are outside of that environment. And if you are running your scripts, if you are doing something outside of that environment, it will flag error. That's why we now tell SQL Server to say, this thing that I want to do, I need you to use a database called DP800, which I have created. That what I want to do now, let it go inside of that database. That's why the meaning of use is calling the attention of, let's say, SQL Server to the environment I want you to run that script, where I want you to send the information to. Now, after that one, I may not say use. If I don't put use, I'll have to manually go and use the drop down somewhere at the top where you see drop down before execute. I'll have to now manually drop. Yes, I will now come and drop down. But I don't need to come and be dropping down. I can just use the function that will let it change. So that's the meaning of use, meaning change yourself to this environment. Now, you now see create table because we have only created database. We have not created what will be inside. That database is just a space. We now say that we can create as many tables as we want. We now say one of the tables that I want to put inside of that database is customer table. So if I'm going to create that table, I must use the function that will create it, meaning create. If I go and put database, it will go and create another database. But I'm specifying to create that what you want to create is table. So table is also a predefined keyword, a predefined, let's say, function, right? That would also respond to table. And that's the table you are creating. I must also put a name. Now, I could just say create customer. So by default, there's what we call schema. I don't want to, you must, okay, so the name of the table is referenced. Okay, let me not confuse. Just know that what you are seeing, this DBO, which means database object. You know, we are the beginning. We are talking about design and implement database object. So table is also one of the objects with inside of a database, right? So DBO means this thing that I'm creating is an object in the database. I think that makes sense. So, are you following? Are you fine? Is it clear to you? Kind of now. I hope my internet is fine too. The person that asked for this. Olive, respond. I hope my internet is fine.
Yes, indeed, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So that's the okay. Let me just it's fine. We don't have to rush. So and I'll say when you now create that table cannot also exist without columns inside. So we now say that the table we have a column which is called customer ID. So when I also remember I said that each column must be of a data type. That if this column is for name of people, it is name that must be there from beginning to the end. If this column is for address, it is address that must be there. If this column is for, let's say, price or unit price or cost price or something, it is something of that type. Name must not enter, that must be there. So we are defining data definition language. This thing that we are doing, is defining what will be setting, and anyways, defining that, or was another, for lack of another word, right? We are determining or setting the thing. Anyway, don't mind me, I'm laughing now. So we are telling it what it will be. So we are defining what or how it should be. So when I say the customer ID is a column that what will be inside is going to be of integer like 1, 2, 3, something like that. So then identity rights, one of one. Okay, don't worry, let me just jump to primary key. We now say that customer ID cannot repeat itself. That's the meaning of primary key. That if anything changes, that one must not appear twice. One must just show one time, two must show two times, three must show three times, like that, right? You know, we have already defined the customer ID to be integer. So if we say integer, it's going to be numbers, one, like integer, not 1.1, not decimal. So we now say there's also going to be another column, which is going to be named or called full name. That is going to be, there's what we call end backer. Just see that variable character. So it allows different characters to come in, right? And we now say the size of information or character that can be inside is going to be
100 characters maximum. We now say it should also not be empty. Not null means that column must not be empty, not null. Then balance. You now say there's the column that is going to be called balance, and the data type of that column is going to be decimal because it's money, right? You now say it should be of 12 characters and it should be in 2 decimal places. That's the meaning of what I saying in the open and close bracket. And it should also not be empty. And if possibly it's empty, 0 there. That's the meaning of default 0. So you should be fine. Anyways, there's also created at, which is talking about the date and time that transaction or that record is created. Just say that way. Then you now see system date time that should look at the system, the time as at that time. Okay. What else? We now say insert into. Now that we have defined how each of the column will be, we now say what will be inside. We now say insert into what? Don't worry about into. But when you also say insert, the way I've written it, normally you can say insert into, but I already say insert. Where am I inserting into? A table, which is called customer, that I've already defined the columns. There's the column for full name, and there's also a column for balance. And I say what will be inside. And I say what will be inside is ADA, because ADA is a text. I put quotation before, one quotation before ADA and one quotation after. And the reason why you are seeing that N is because I say N variable character, right? N backer. That's why I put that N in that place. And I say it should be 250, 250, you know, that's the maximum character that can be inside. If somebody says his full name is, I mean, you just don't mind me. That. So then for another record, the person's name is Alan, and is what do you call it now? Sorry, what am I saying? The money, that's the balance. That's the second comma is 250. And then for Alan, his own money, because I'm on the phone, so I'm trying to scroll. So his own balance is 90. That's the meaning. 250 and 90. I think that we now say select start. Select, and let me see what is inside of the table. So select start from that database. So meaning that show me what is inside of the table that I've just created. So that is, if you now select star from, meaning that let me see all the record. Select star simply means let me see all the record from that customer table. And that's why we are seeing, I mean, when you now execute that, then I think you should be fine with this. So you can respond. Let me know if you understand, if you have an idea of what's happening now. Okay, let's confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, today we can hear you.
So what is, I hope I answered clearly. So you
yes,
can then
you did.
proceed. Okay.
You did. Thank you. Okay, so should I go back to the, okay, we were on the last piece of code here.
Yeah.
For the non-clustered index. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we're here.
No, I think we have.
You finished there?
I think. Yes, I think we are good. But
Okay.
if so, everyone, the point is that SQL, right, is readable, is not written in Arabic. All you have to do is anything that you see in blue, that is in blue color, they are, let me just say, built-in function. They are, I mean, let's just say they are predefined. They are keywords. Some are, yeah. So they have been programmed to do something, right? Create non-clustered index, which we are saying that, and where am I going to do that? On DB balance. That's
Yeah.
customer balance, and include the full name. And then when you do that, then analysis select full name. also select balance. That means show me only those two columns. That's the meaning. I'm not saying show all the columns now. If I want all the columns, I'll say select star. Well, I only want those two, and I say select full name and then select balance. Where am I going to go and bring the next? From means go to a table called customer. So I now say not everything that I need though. I now filter where means where balance is greater or equal to 50. That means that anything from 49 down, you will not bring it. So it's possible there are balance that are 49, 48, but this one you say from 50 and that's what this means. All right. I hope this is clear. I hope it is.
Yes. Guys, please, can you give your feedback, your responses? Are you able to unmute yourselves?
Yeah, I think
Hello?
to a large extent it's clear. It's just I'm also a new user myself. I'm trying to I've installed the studio, but it says I should also install
SQL Server.
SQL. Yes, so I'm done with
So
that. So
which SSML did you install? 2022, right?
yes, it says I should install 2022 Express.
Correct.
That has been done. So
Awesome.
and I took a screenshot of the two codes. So I will try and practice on
And
my
so
own to come up to speed. Yeah.
once you do that, you need to install SQL Server. So if you want to install SQL Server, so SSMS is SQL Server Management Studio. It's just like an environment. It's just like it's phase two, like an environment where you can work, but you need machine to come in. What that means is that let's say I rent a shop. So that is okay. Let's say I'm a singer. Let me just use the word studio now. Let's say I'm a singer, like all these people that sing. I will need a studio. That studio is just a space, but I need the equipment to come into the studio. Those equipment are the things that I will now use that will help me to sing. So what that SSMS is just like that empty studio, where you now need to download that. From that studio you can connect to other places. You can connect to another studio if you can, but don't mind me. But in that place, for you to have your own local server, you would then need to download it into that environment. So please, if you want to download, right, just follow the whatever prompt is giving you. But I also would recommend you download 2025 version. You get 2022 SSMS is fine. I'm using 2022 SSMS and then 2022 SQL Server. So, but new features now because they've improved on something. So, I would recommend that you download SQL Server 2025. I hope you understand that.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. It shows you are following. All that can we react? So, Olive, you can go to the next slide. Thank you so much. So all those things I've been saying, all this grammar, primary key, a unique row, ID, like a unique ID, clustered, index, default, no, not null, like it must no null. We also have what we call foreign key. Okay, so what you're seeing is there's what we call constraints, and then there's also what we call distance support. Now, constraints, right? What does it do? It enforces data integrity. That's what it does. It enforces data integrity. If you say this is primary key, it means that there is nothing you can do. That number will not repeat itself on that table again. If I type somebody's record now, it will give it number one. If I type another record, it will give it number two. It will never bring one back. So it's enforcing data integrity, right? So that there is no misinformation, there is no ambiguity. But there is also it's also called foreign key. Foreign key. Okay, so let me use in a simple term. I'm a student. They give me matric number. So that matrix number is a unique identifier, it's a primary key, it's a unique identifier. You can see unique ID, unique row ID. So the unique identifier that only recognizes or identifies me. No student can have that. But if I go to library today, if I go to library today and get books, I will need to put my matric number and other information. If I'm returning it, I will put it down. If I'm taking another one, I'll put it down. If they check the record of library, my matric number will show as many times as I visited library. So my matric number is showing in the library's record many times. So that means that my matric number in the record of library is called foreign key. But my matric number in the record or in the admission office or in the maybe register detail about student, my matric number will only show one because I am one student. Though I have paid school fees severally, I have gone to library many times. So my ID in the school fees payment table is going to show as many times as I've paid school fees, but I'm still one student in the school. So foreign key simply means what I've just said. I hope it is clear to you. And so if that is clear. Now, unique, just like I said, unique, also a constraint. Distinct, meaning that distinct value allows only one of, meaning that if something is unique, it is entirely unique. Don't worry, it's just one of the constraints. There's also what we call check. There's also what we call default. If you look at don't worry, the previous code or the page before now, the code we wrote, where the default 0. That means that if there is no price, I think it's balance or something. That if there is no balance, it should always full 0. That default to 0. Right. So that balance cell or column is not empty. What that means that let's say olive now. Olive has a detail and there is, let's say, credit debit balance. If Olive collect all her money from the bank, the balance should not be empty. It should be written 0. That's the mean. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Then we have to the right, then we then have JSON column and indexes, right? Did I send a code for that? No, right?
Jason, not yet.
No, okay, I think the last code I sent you already. So all these, anyways, constraint enforces data integrity at the database layer, right? So they survive application code changes. They survive that. And then I've already talked about primary key. So primary key creates what we call a clustered index by default, and of course guarantees uniqueness. Why? One per table, like one per table. It will only appear once. And then foreign key enforces referential. You might want to say how many times did this person go to library. So you need to connect. Okay, so there's what we call relationship. There's what we call joint. There's what we call union. You can see union, like something is two persons coming together or something like that. Relationship is still talking about this is connected to that kind of thing. So let me talk about foreign key. It enforces referential integrity, right? Which eventually will cascade options. Let me not speak all those jargons. Then unique constraint allows one null, and then it's eventually don't mind me. So I'm trying to ensure I see the right thing. Then it eventually will create what we call non-index. Which can then be referenced by foreign key. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so what check constraint? That check, it validates what we call Boolean expression, like on insert and update. So it enforces business rules like salary ranges. Anyways, do not worry. So I don't speak grammar. So on this JSON column, so on the JSON side, right? SQL Server 2025 introduces a native JSON data type, which supports up to 2 big per row. So that's why I'm trying to say that anyone that has not installed before, you can install 2025 version of SQL Server because it comes with some new add-on kind of. So I think Oliver, I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense, yes. The
Okay.
constraints, yes, so for setting up the tables. It makes sense.
All right. So another thing. Okay, I've sent you a code, and then I would also let me also send another one so that we know. I think with this, the class will try and then conclude the class. Oh, is my time up? Is our time up? Not even my time now.
I think you
Franca,
have
please.
about 10 minutes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I've
10
sent you
minutes.
two codes.
Okay.
This code, let me talk about what the first one is talking about sequence. No, is that one talking about sequence? No. The first one is talking about altering the table. We can alter, right? Alter. So when we say we want to alter an information, this information is already there, so we want to alter it kind of thing, right? What does that mean? So you can, good, thank you so much. So when we say, don't mind me, I'm zooming close to my phone. Alter table, yeah. We are saying there is a table which is called database. We want you to alter that table and then add constraint, right? Which will check the balance, right? There is a column for balance, right?
Yes.
So now say alter DBO and add email, and the email should be number and variable character, and it should be 256, and then null, then constraint unique email unit. So we can execute this. All the grammar that I've spoken without those constraints, that it enforces data integrity. So those are the grammar.
Okay.
Yes,
Should I run it?
please go ahead. Let me
A
see.
duplicate
This
key
duplicate
was
outline.
found
Let's
for
start.
the object name, customer, and the index name. Okay. Customer table. Let me just run the
Yes, please run the customer table.
customer table, yeah. Let's get it from the top. Okay.
So everyone is part of learning when you run the code, and of course you could make mistake when you're writing this, most especially that I'm on my phone. So if you SQL would then show you, it would point where the error is, right? Then you are able to trace it. So we have 91. Oh, okay. Sorry, how many information do we have initially on the customer table?
Four columns and
No.
2
I'm talking
rows.
about
The rows?
I think we need the
rows were just
okay.
2.
Oh, yeah. We'll update. Yeah, I think we've run.
Fine.
The table you add constraint or check balance. Balance. Okay, greater or equal to 0. And then after table you add email and
Fine.
you can run. You can. Okay, good. Let's check the first one first. Alter table, the first line as
Okay.
26 or
Okay.
26.
Okay.
Or 26. Let's see. Okay. Oh,
CK balance in the database.
so that one ran successfully. If I couldn't create constraint or index the previous error.
Okay. Okay. So the first one ran. Okay. Okay. So should I run the second one?
Yes, please. one computer.
Duplicate key
The
was found for the object name CPU customer index
okay, so
email. Yeah.
duplicate key was found for what? Which object? Sorry, I'm on my
For
phone. You can
customer, yeah, for the customer, the object name, the customer table, and the
index.
index name UQ email
The duplicate value
is null. Okay,
okay.
it's null.
Oh, the duplicate value is null.
Yes. Sorry, let me scroll to it. The duplicate value is null.
Please select customer again and then you can help me run customer and product side by side.
Okay, hold on.
Everyone, do not worry. That's SQL. I mean, you just have to. Sometimes if you so I try to put this code together to run sequence. I mean, to follow the progression. But I'm sure that some of the DBO products. Okay. Okay. So, oh, I was thinking. So is it just one transaction?
For the products.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I know. Don't mind me.
Mhm.
But this Alan. Oh, don't mind me. So I was thinking I'm saying Alan. So Ada and Alan. Okay.
Ada Alan, yes.
So please let me see if the third code will run. The second one I share. I don't know.
Okay, I
Please let
should
me,
put the second one.
yes, let me copy and paste first. Let me see if I need to. What because this error that is flagging for.
Okay. So I should run.
No. Have you pasted?
I pasted, yes.
Create,
Create
create
sequence.
sequence, give
Yeah.
you other by start with 1,000, create by one, then select the for the video. Select the for, I think I did this twice. So you can run the first line. So oh, it's not duplicate, forgive me. You can run the three together.
Okay.
They should do it. I'm not envisaging any error.
Okay. Okay. So we
Good.
have the results.
I'm not
1,000
envisaging.
and 1,001.
Okay, so what the let me sequence here. So let's go back to the slide so that I will not say. Oh, that's slide will guide me on what to say. The next slide after
Next
this.
slide.
So this is talking about So this is talking about sequence and adaptation, sequence versus identity. That identity that I've been saying. So sequence subject are database level number generators, right? More like flexible than column level identity. You know, when we're defining that one of the tables or the tables, when I say primary key, I will now say identity, open bracket 1, 1. Now, sequence, right? Just like series or people that are using Excel, we have what we call field series, which recognizes pattern of how things should go. In case someone is like, what is sequence? I just wanted to say that so that you can understand. what I mean from that angle. So sequence subject are database level number generators. So they are more flexible than column level identity. So the key advantage, right? Shared across tables, it pre-generate value, right? Configurable cycling, and of course it works on link server. That's what we call link server. So partitioning, right? What is that all about? They split large table into manageable segments based on a partition key. So the first step process, right? That you're seeing, right? What's it saying? It defines the partition function, then create a partition scheme, then build table on the scheme, and then you want to then create aligned indexes. And the key benefit include partition elimination. For what it does is make your query to faster query. Then there's what we call instance archiver with search. All this grammar, right? I think I put so all this. So the code that you store.
Okay.
Just
Hello. Hello, today.
Yes.
Okay, it's 5:50. Please, can you round up so that we'll take questions and
Yes.
yeah?
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're supposed to round up at 5:50. Thank you.
Yeah. So create sequence. That code that you saw, which will create a sequence for a table. I mean, a database object, a table which is called order number as int, then start with 1000 and then increase by 1, right? And then, excuse me, I say, so it's as it will, if we do that, it will create. We now just say select the next value, right? I mean, when we want to, we must say select. Select means show me. That's the select next value for DB or the number. So I will just stop here. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Olive. So if there are questions, please, the floor is open. Before the question, thank you. Sorry.
Thank
I think
you.
thank you for your understanding. So yeah,
Thank you,
the floor
Jide.
is open. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, A7401.
Yeah,
You have a question? Please unmute.
yeah, I've been able to run the first set of the codes from the create
Oh,
database to select from
okay.
DBO customer. But
Great.
I have an error, but fortunately I can't share it on the chat. So what that is. You said?
I mean that you can't share your screen, right?
I don't know if I can share my screen. If I can, I'll be glad to do that.
Yes, if you're on your laptop.
Okay, let me try and share my screen then. So this is where I am.
Okay. How come my phone is going back? Create DBO. Is it just me? I'm zooming my phone, but it's going back. Create. Let me see. Don't worry, it's not you. I'm
You
zooming my
can
phone.
741 on the bottom left of that code, you will see 100%. Please, could you make it maybe 150 or 200 so we can see the code clearer? No, not there, the up. Yes, the upper section where the code is.
Is it
Above,
bigger?
above message.
Above message. Where's
Yeah,
message?
you know the window that has the code at the bottom
Yes.
left of it. That
Yes.
half, that upper half, you see yes,
Okay.
right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's on 150 already. Maybe
It's
I
on
should go to
150.
200.
See
Okay,
your
you've
Yes.
done
end
it.
backer. Look at your end backer after full name. It's not written
Yes.
correctly.
Okay, let me check. Because I had to. Okay, come in.
That's your number
CHAR. Okay.
row 5. 05, yes.
Okay.
That's why there
It's
is
correct now.
a red underline.
So if I highlight, I check it and I execute, right?
It's fine.
It's still saying
Verification
that
is
there's
to
an
check.
issue. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Then have you
Yes,
executed?
I've executed, yes.
Database, if you already existed, choose a different. Oh, don't worry, you have already created the database. That's why you should not include the database line. I hope you understand. But don't worry, just know that it has worked.
Okay. So how do I
So
get the
then select the last line. Then let's start from DVO customer. Only run the last line.
this one?
Yes, execute the last one. Do you understand?
Yes.
You wanted to say, how do I get, or
Yes,
this
you
was
know, on
answered,
your
right?
the left side of your screen, I was able to see the database, and I think the other lady was opening it up, but I'm not able to get there. That's where you have the cursor. I'm able to see the database. I can click on it and open it further, but
Oh, the Object Explorer.
yes, exactly.
The Object Explorer.
Because I'm trying to zoom on my phone. If you
Okay, so maybe go to view. It's not open at the moment,
exactly.
so okay. Can you see Object Explorer at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. That will be all from me.
Okay. At least I'm happy that if your first time are able to do that. Any other person? Two people were raising their hand before. I guess if there is none, Franca, please,
Yes,
you
Barker,
can.
Elijah. Elijah's hand is raised.
Oh, okay. I can't see that. I don't mind. Mr.
Please
Elijah,
unmute
please go
Good
ahead.
yourself.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I just saw the training yesterday and I registered. So this is my first class. So I don't know if there's a platform that I am to join or a place where I can get the previous videos to catch up.
Okay. Go ahead, please, Oli.
So send me a phone, send me a number, send me a DM, and I'll add you to a group. Okay. I'll call out my
Okay.
phone number now. So please have something
Okay.
to take it down. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay.
Yes.
0808.
0808
Yes. 454
454
6713.
6713.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Are there
So
any other
back to Franca.
questions? Chef Franca is here. Are there any other questions? No? Okay. Okay, if there are no other questions, thank you very, very much. I hope everyone has my number, so you can send me a DM and request to be added to the group that I will set up for this particular training. Okay? Okay, so have a lovely, lovely evening and see you same time next Saturday. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much, Jide. Thank you for enlightening us today. And we will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oli. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.